Hi everyone, I'm Farrell, and here is this week's Space Engineers Parody Update video. This week's major overblown update brings a mild amount of changes and improvements to the game, while also adding things that you, the community, have already added to the game. Ahead of ladders, more complex NPCs, compound blocks, reasons to explore other than building resources, and custom character models, food, and biological needs. But why worry about that? Our new half block gives you something you've had available in this simple mod for ages now, because you wanted them and were too lazy to get the mod. And this is something we know players have been waiting for some time. No, we agreed not to bring up the whole phasing through the ground thing for the last time. This new block, the half armor block, is an outstanding example of... Wait, what? There's a half slope block, but no half corner block? What the? This is an outstanding example of how our new feedback site works, because after all, crowdsourcing from the internet never fails. Just ask our lead web tech, Bodie McBoatface. What are you working on, Bodie? Hyperflux turbo encapsulator. That's great, Bodie! We've gone through great pains to ensure that the progress state of every idea is clearly labeled and inaccurate on this site, as every update video will note things that we have added that are still in the started or even considered states, and makes blind assumptions that a name like must have can clearly be deduced from the total lack of context. In fact, the new system is working out so well, our devs put in time outside of work, just like the mod developers they took the idea from, to put it in the game because they want you, the people, to be happy, and to stop threatening us with grinders. We also made improvements to antennas when used in a completely nutty way that few people would realistically want to because our UI still has very little control over HUD clutter. But look, we've got a sim speed of 1.0 in a screenshot without moving around or doing anything else in the game. 1.0! For multiplayer, we have again made random improvements to the game that take features that were working well enough and potentially break them again. You should also be seeing less loading wheels, as we've eliminated the Gilligan's Island problem by forcing the team back to work instead of watching silly old reruns. Character and control movement is stopped if you disconnect from the server, but we're quite sure you won't mind reconnecting several parsecs away from where you got disconnected. Invisible trees have been fixed, but we have left the invisible completed blocks bug as we find it quite funny to watch all of you weld the unweldable. We also messed around with grass because, well, we got too bored with fixing the trees to keep them in consistent places across multiple loads. But our most exciting news is our new screenshot competition, where you can submit your screenshot to potentially win your choice of up to 3 Space Engineer in-game skins, total value less than $2. All you have to do is just follow these 3 basic rules. Rule number 1, Space Engineers is all about 2 colors. Anything from the EGA color palette will do. No other colors will be allowed. Multiple duality colors are a crime against humanity. Rule number 2, no custom skyboxes, because space is dark gray with clouds of non-moving light gray dust everywhere. Everyone knows that. Rule number 3, all lighting must be indirect and all things must be lighted. Accent lights are verboten. Dark spots are banned. Colored lights are the tool of the devil. The categories you can submit entries for include category number 1, do our job for us and update our old screenshots, because we're really too lazy to, but enough of you have been complaining about seeing the loading screen for 30 minutes, with the ion thruster ship flying in the atmosphere, so yeah, we decided we might as well do something about that. Category number 2, skin selfies, because market research insists that selfies are popular. Category number 3, grand theft larceny. And finally, category number 4, epicness. Yes. Which basically has no judgeable criteria whatsoever. Since we're clearly hoping for lots of skin selfies in the hope of having justification to get a microtransaction system involved in the game, we've doubled the drop of skins, so now you can even be more annoyed by constant bleeding, HUD pollution, and interruptions. But that's all for now. Be sure to check out the Keen Software House website for the full list of updates in the vain hope that the one plaguing you the most has been dealt with. And here's a quote to end on. You must stand unshaken amidst the crash of breaking worlds.